My 4-year-old pointed at my bruise. That's where the babysitter pinches me too. I froze completely. The bruise on my arm was from bumping into a door yesterday, but Emma's innocent comment made my blood run cold. What do you mean, sweetheart? Emma lifted up her tiny shirt and showed me dark fingerprint marks on her upper arm, exactly where my bruise was located. Miss Sarah does this when I'm bad. She says it's our special secret and I can't tell mommy and daddy. Her matter-of-fact tone made it even more horrifying. I knelt down to Emma's level, trying to keep my voice calm. Can you tell me more about these special secrets with Miss Sarah? Emma nodded and explained that Sarah pinched her when she was too loud, made her stand in the corner for hours, and told her that mommy and daddy would be very angry if they found out she was being naughty. My hands were shaking as I gently examined Emma's arms and found more bruises in different stages of healing. Some were fresh and dark purple, others were yellowing and clearly days old. I'd been paying Sarah $15 an hour to abuse my daughter while I worked late shifts at the hospital. I called my husband immediately, and he rushed home from work. Together, we sat with Emma and asked more questions without leading her answers. She described how Sarah would grab her roughly when she didn't eat fast enough, twist her arm when she asked for water, and pinch her legs under the table during snack time. The worst part was learning that Sarah had been coaching Emma on what to say if anyone asked about the marks. Miss Sarah said to tell everyone I fell down a lot because I'm clumsy. She practiced with me so I would remember the right story. Emma had been trained to lie to protect her abuser. We took photos of every bruise and mark, then drove straight to the emergency room to get everything officially documented. The pediatric doctor confirmed the marks were consistent with intentional abuse, not accidental injuries. She helped us file a report with Child Protective Services and the police. Detective Williams interviewed Emma using special techniques designed for young children. Emma drew pictures showing where Sarah had hurt her and used dolls to demonstrate what happened. Her consistency and specific details made it clear this wasn't imagination or confusion. This was systematic abuse. We discovered Sarah had been using similar tactics with other families. When police contacted her previous employers, 2 other mothers came forward with similar stories. Their children had also shown behavioral changes, unexplained bruises, and fear around babysitting time, but the parents hadn't connected the dots. Sarah was arrested at her apartment, where police found a notebook containing detailed observations about the children she watched. She'd been documenting which kids were easier to control and which discipline methods worked best on different personalities. It was like a manual for child abuse. The investigation revealed Sarah had been fired from a daycare center 3 years earlier for inappropriate handling of children, but this information hadn't shown up in the basic background check we'd done. She'd been targeting families who hired sitters through informal networks rather than professional agencies. During the trial, we learned Sarah had been abusing children for over 5 years across multiple families. Emma's willingness to speak up had helped stop a predator who might have continued harming kids indefinitely. 3 other families pressed charges based on what came to light during our case. Emma started therapy immediately to help her process the trauma and understand that none of it was her fault. The therapist explained that Sarah had used classic manipulation tactics, creating fear, enforcing secrecy, and making the children feel responsible for the abuse. Sarah was sentenced to 6 years in prison and is permanently banned from working with children. Emma's recovery has been remarkable, and she's learned that adults should never hurt children or ask them to keep painful secrets. She's proud that speaking up helped protect other kids. Now we only use licensed childcare services with comprehensive background checks, multiple references, and surprise visit policies. Emma knows she can tell us anything without getting in trouble, and we've taught her that grown-ups who hurt children are the problem, never the children themselves. That bruise on my arm healed in a week, but Emma's bruises could have lasted forever if she hadn't been brave enough to speak up. Sometimes the most important conversations start with a child's innocent observation that reveals a terrible truth.